For more than 5 decades, Sam Elliott has been one of the most recognizable figures in American cinema. His deep, steady voice and unmistakable mustache have become symbols of a certain kind of storytelling, one rooted in the spirit of the American West. Audiences often remember him for quiet confidence, weathered characters, and a presence that feels both powerful and reassuring. Yet the man behind that image is far more complex than the characters he portrays. While many see only the strong cowboy figure from films and television, Elliott's real journey has been shaped by persistence, patience, and personal reflection. His story is not simply about fame or success. It is about a man who spent years finding his place in an unpredictable industry. Behind the iconic look and unforgettable voice is someone who worked steadily and thoughtfully to build a career that would stand the test of time. Growing up with big dreams, Sam Elliott was born in Sacramento, California in August 1944. From a young age, he found himself fascinated by storytelling and film. Like many teenagers who discover cinema, he imagined what it might feel like to step into the world of movies and bring characters to life. But dreams do not always receive immediate encouragement. Elliott grew up in a household where practical careers were valued more than artistic ambitions. Acting, in the eyes of many people at the time, seemed uncertain and risky. Even so, the idea of performing stayed with him. He watched classic films, admired actors who could command attention with just a look or a line, and quietly held on to the belief that he might one day do the same. Those early years planted the seeds of a future career, even though the path forward was far from clear or easy. A father's expectations. One of the most defining influences in Elliott's early life was his relationship with his father. Like many parents, his father wanted stability and security for his son. Acting, however, did not seem like a dependable profession. This difference in perspective created a quiet tension between them. Elliott respected his father deeply, yet he felt strongly drawn toward the creative world of film and storytelling. It was not a dramatic conflict, but rather a lingering disagreement about what a successful life should look like. For a young person trying to find his direction, that difference could feel heavy at times. Elliott has spoken in interviews about how important parental support can be when someone is chasing an unconventional dream. In his case, that support came more slowly, yet the experience also strengthened his determination. Instead of discouraging him completely, it pushed him to prove, to himself most of all, that his ambitions were worth pursuing. A dream that took time. When Elliott began pursuing acting seriously, he quickly discovered that Hollywood rarely offers instant success. Early in his career, he accepted small roles wherever he could find them. These were often brief appearances or supporting characters that lasted only a few minutes on screen. Each role, however, became a learning experience. He studied how sets operated, how directors communicated with actors, and how performances were shaped during filming. Like many young performers, he attended countless auditions and faced frequent rejection. The entertainment industry can test patience, and Elliott's journey required plenty of it. Years passed before he found consistent opportunities, yet those early struggles also gave him something invaluable: perspective. They taught him to appreciate each role and to focus on craft rather than attention. That steady approach would later become one of the defining traits of his career. Success did arrive, but only after years of persistence and quiet determination. Finding his place in Western stories. Eventually, Elliott began to discover the kinds of roles that suited him best. His natural presence, deep voice, and calm demeanor made him a perfect fit for Western characters. Over time, he became closely associated with stories set in the American frontier. Films and television shows that explored themes of independence, loyalty, and wide-open landscapes often turned to him. One of his most memorable appearances came in the cult classic The Big Lebowski, where his narrator character added a unique sense of humor and wisdom. Later performances, including his role in A Star is Born, showed that his abilities extended far beyond traditional westerns. Elliott brought authenticity to every performance, creating characters that felt grounded and believable. Rather than chasing trends, he stayed true to the qualities that made him unique, allowing audiences to connect with his work across multiple generations. A partnership that lasted away from the camera, Elliott built a life with actress Katharine Ross. Ross had already achieved significant recognition in films such as Butch Cassidy and The Sundance Kid and The Graduate before their relationship began. The two eventually married in 1984, forming one of Hollywood's quieter and more enduring partnerships. In an industry where relationships often face enormous pressures, their marriage has remained remarkably steady. Both actors understood the challenges that come with long hours, travel, and public attention. Their shared experiences helped them support each other through the highs and lows of the profession. Over time, they built a home life that balanced career ambitions with personal connection. While the spotlight frequently followed their work, they managed to maintain a sense of normalcy that many celebrity couples find difficult to achieve. Family beyond the spotlight. Sam and Katharine welcomed their daughter Cleo Rose Elliott, bringing another important dimension to their lives. Raising a child while working in the entertainment industry required careful balance. Acting schedules can be unpredictable, and projects often demand travel far from home. Elliott has spoken about how important family stability became during those years. He and Ross made efforts to create a supportive environment where their daughter could grow up with privacy and encouragement. For Elliott, fatherhood offered a new perspective on success. Achievements on screen mattered, but the relationships at home mattered more. His approach to family life reflected the same values he often portrayed in films: loyalty, responsibility, and quiet strength. While audiences knew him primarily through his performances, those close to him saw a devoted husband and father who valued time with loved ones above the glamour of Hollywood. Moments of reflection and growth. Even long and respected careers can include moments that spark public debate. In 2022, Elliott shared critical comments about the film The Power of the Dog, directed by Jane Campion. His remarks generated strong reactions from audiences and critics alike. Recognizing the impact of his words, Elliott later offered a sincere apology and acknowledged that the conversation had given him an opportunity to listen and reflect. Public figures sometimes face moments where they learn in front of the entire world, and this was one such instance. Rather than retreating from the discussion, Elliott addressed it directly and expressed respect for the work of other artists. For someone with decades of experience, the situation became a reminder that learning and growth never truly stop. Even at an advanced stage in a career, openness and humility can guide a person forward. A legacy, built on character. What truly sets Sam Elliott apart is not just his distinctive voice or appearance, it is the authenticity he brings to every role. Directors and fellow actors frequently describe him as someone who values integrity and preparation. He approaches characters with respect, ensuring that each performance feels honest rather than exaggerated. Over the years, his work has earned admiration across generations of audiences. Whether appearing in a Western drama, a modern film, or a voice role, Elliott's presence carries a sense of calm authority. Younger performers often look to him as an example of how longevity in the industry can be achieved through dedication rather than constant reinvention. By staying true to his craft and personal values, he created a body of work that continues to resonate long after the credits roll. Still riding forward. Today, at over 80 years old, Sam Elliott remains an active and respected figure in the entertainment world. His career is a testament to perseverance, patience, and quiet determination. Rather than chasing constant attention, he focused on doing meaningful work and building a life grounded in family and authenticity. The image audiences know, the cowboy hat, the steady voice, the thoughtful expression, represents only part of the story. Behind it is a man who navigated uncertainty, learned from experience, and stayed committed to his path. For many fans, Elliott represents a kind of timeless presence in film, someone who reminds viewers of the enduring power of strong storytelling. His journey continues to inspire, not because it was easy, but because it was honest, steady, and shaped by a deep respect for the craft he loves.